Think of AI-powered Google Sheets like having a spreadsheet expert sitting next to you 24/7. You just describe what you want, and it builds the formula for you. Google's Gemini AI is baked right into Sheets, so instead of Googling, "How do I write a VLOOKUP?" you just ask. Sound too good to be true? By the end of this course, it'll be your everyday workflow. Think of this like plugging in a new appliance before you can use it. No setup, no power. Google's own workspace team rolled out Gemini directly into Sheets, so you don't need third-party tools, but you do need to flip the right switches first. Ready to see AI autocomplete your formulas before you even finish typing? Think of Google Sheets' smart features like autocomplete on your phone, except instead of finishing your sentences, it's finishing your entire data analysis. Google baked the same machine learning powering Gmail's Smart Compose right into Sheets, so it learns from your patterns as you work. Ever wonder how Sheets magically knows you want Smith when you type S in a name column? That's not magic. That's smart fill reading your data's DNA. Most people think they're just getting a handy autocomplete, but what's actually happening is a neural network is predicting your intent based on the collective behavior of millions of users before you. It's like having a coworker who has memorized every spreadsheet ever made sitting next to you. That little suggestion drop-down, it's arguably the most data-informed assistant most of us will ever work with. Imagine if Excel had a conversation with you instead of just crunching numbers. That's exactly what Google's AI functions bring to Sheets. Google has baked generative AI directly into formulas, so instead of writing complex nested if statements, you simply tell the cell what you want it to do. It's like having a data analyst sitting inside every row of your spreadsheet. Think of Explore as having a data analyst sitting next to you 24/7. You just describe what you want, and it figures out the how. Google baked this feature directly into Sheets, so that even someone who's never written a formula can get instant insights from a sales report or budget tracker. Ever wondered what your data is actually telling you? Explore answers that question before you even finish asking it. Think of Smart Fill like autocomplete on your phone, except instead of finishing your sentence, Google Sheets finishes your entire data set. Google trained this feature on millions of spreadsheet patterns, so it recognizes things like first name from full name without you writing a single formula. Why spend 20 minutes on data cleanup when 2 example cells can do the job? Imagine you have 500 rows of data like Smith, John, and you need them flipped to John Smith. Old, you would Google a formula, spend 20 minutes debugging it, and question your life choices. Smart Fill, you just types the answer once in the next column, and Sheets whispers, "I got the rest." No formula required. It's like having a coworker who figures out what you want just by watching you do it once. Think of enabling Gemini in Sheets like installing a super smart copilot directly into your spreadsheet. It's a one-time setup that changes how you work forever. Google Workspace admins can roll it out across an entire company, or you can activate it solo through a Google One AI premium subscription. The real question is, once it's on, why would you ever go back to building formulas the hard way? Think of Gemini in Sheets like having a spreadsheet expert sitting next to you. Instead of Googling VLOOKUP versus XLOOKUP for 20 minutes, you just say, "Find the sales total for each region from column B and C." Google built Gemini directly into Sheets, so you never have to leave your workflow to get unstuck. The better your prompt, the better the formula. Garbage in, garbage out. Think of Gemini's first formula like autocomplete on your phone. It gets you 80% there, but it doesn't know your data like you do. Salesforce found that AI-assisted workflows still need human review to catch context-specific errors. So the real skill isn't just prompting Gemini, it's knowing exactly where to push back and refine. The AI function style you're describing lets you type a plain language prompt, like AI calculate the sum of these 2 rows, and the AI figures out the math for you. This is exactly the kind of AI-powered formula approach this course focuses on. Instead of memorizing =sum syntax, you describe what you want in everyday language and let the AI handle it. Imagine you have 500 customer reviews in column A. Would you really write 500 separate AI formulas? Of course not. By wrapping AI inside array formula with an if guard, Google Sheets fans out a single formula across every non-empty row automatically, the same way Netflix uses batch processing to handle millions of recommendations at once. The if check is your safety net. It stops the formula from burning API calls on blank cells. Think of dynamic AI formulas like a smart intern who recalculates their entire report the moment you change one number. No nagging required. Notion and Airtable built empires on reactive data, and you can replicate that logic right inside Google Sheets. Why manually refresh an analysis when your formula can watch the data and respond in real time? Think about how Netflix decides what to recommend. They don't write a rule for every possible taste combo. They let AI infer the logic from patterns. The same shift is happening in spreadsheets. Instead of asking, what are all the possible conditions, you just tell the AI what outcome you want and let it figure out the path. Why write 10 nested ifs when you can describe the goal in one sentence? Think about that for a second. You describe a unique pricing rule your company invented last Tuesday, and the AI constructs the exact logical formula to handle it. It's less like looking something up in a cookbook and more like having a chef who understands flavor so deeply they can invent a recipe on the spot. That's why AI-assisted conditional logic isn't just faster. It's capable of solving problems that have never been solved before. Imagine having an intern who reads every single customer review and sorts it into the right bucket. Instantly, no coffee breaks needed. That's exactly what this formula does in Google Sheets. It passes each row's text to an AI model and gets back a clean, consistent label. Companies like Zapier use this kind of auto-classification to route support tickets without any human triage. Think of AI functions in Google Sheets as having a copywriter living inside your spreadsheet. You just tell it what to write and point it at your data. Google's own AppSheet platform uses similar AI-driven automation to generate dynamic content without a single line of back-end code. Why spend an hour drafting 500 product descriptions when a single formula can do it in seconds? Imagine handing 500 customer reviews to an intern and getting a crisp summary in seconds. That's exactly what AI formulas do in Google Sheets. Tools like Google's Duet AI and third-party add-ons let you write plain English prompts directly inside a cell, turning raw data into readable insights without pivot tables or manual scanning. Why spend an hour summarizing when a formula can do it before your coffee gets cold? Imagine your inbox floods with feedback after a product launch. Thousands of reviews, comments, and support tickets all at once. Instead of drowning in spreadsheets, a single AI formula column can instantly label every entry as positive, negative, or neutral before your morning coffee gets cold. What used to require a dedicated team and weeks of work is now just another column in your spreadsheet. Think of an AI dashboard like a mission control room. Raw data flies in, and your formulas act as the analysts who never sleep. Companies like Zapier use similar logic to surface workflow health at a glance without anyone manually refreshing a report. Why spend an hour every Monday copy-pasting numbers when Google Sheets can do the thinking for you? AI formula generators, like Google's own Duet AI and Sheets, are incredibly powerful, but they're essentially autocomplete on steroids, confident, fast, and occasionally completely wrong. Would you trust a GPS that sometimes routes you into a lake? Same energy. The fix isn't to stop using AI, it's to build a quick verification habit so you catch the 10% of errors before they silently corrupt your entire report. Think of scaling your sheet like a franchise restaurant. The secret sauce lives in one place, and every location just follows the recipe. Notion scaled their internal ops by centralizing logic rather than copy-pasting it across hundreds of docs. So ask yourself, if your sheet broke today, would you have to fix it in 10 places or just one? Unlike a classic spreadsheet error that screams at you with red cells and error codes, an AI formula that confidently returns a slightly wrong answer looks identical to a correct one. This is why scaling AI in Sheets without a validation layer is like hiring an employee who never admits uncertainty. Everything looks fine until a major decision goes sideways. Building even a simple sanity check column into your AI dashboard can be the difference between a tool that empowers your team and one that quietly misleads it.